Hi guys, this is Donna from Little Forest Friends. We're just going to look at some tool maintenance and repair if need be, and also storage. We keep all of our equipment in a locked storage container that's actually in my van and too heavy to carry just now. It is on wheels. What I have done is I've selected a piece of each of the equipment and brought one into my house just so that I can show you how we would maintain it. So I'll just move the camera here. So this is a box and it's got in it knife, loppers, billhook and saw. We've also got some tools that we would use to maintain our tools. One of them is the quad diamond sharpening stone. It tells you here the levels of coarseness, and actually it's great for using with your knife. So you can use it for scissors as well. We've also got a cigar sharpening stone, and that has been soaked, but we'll just pop it down there just now. First thing I'm going to do is just show you the bow saw. So in the tool talk we talked about the bow saw, how this is the handle and this here is the cover. Once you take the cover off, you've got the blade underneath. It's quite tricky to get this cover off actually because it doesn't just snap off. Here we go. So when the cover's off, you can see these little kind of jagged edges here, and that is what cuts the wood. Now what we would do to clean this, I'm just going to pop it down first of all, just from above with a gloved hand. We would just rub our hands along it. So these are just my kind of gardening rigger gloves. I won't get cut if I do this from above. I just rub my fingers along it. So what that does is it takes away any of these little fine bits of wood that are still on the blade. Now this blade is still pretty good, so I'm not going to replace it during this video. However, with this type of bow saw, it's like spring loaded. So if we were to replace it, all we would do is we would pull this handle here and you'll see this snaps down, and there's a little hook underneath here. Just turn it round. Oh, sorry. Right here, and that just unhooks. Like I said though, we're not going to replace that one because actually it's totally fine, and we'll just put the cover back on while we're not using it. Just get it to click. Click. Okay, so we'll just pop that one to the side now. So what we would do with that, just make sure that there's not any parts that are hanging off, nothing that is rusting, and that the blade is, the cutting edge is still sharp. The next tool that I'll show you, so knife, sheath knife, knife with cover, companion knife, whatever you would like to call it. So you would take the cover off. Now for this is where you're using this Faithful tool. Now you'll see, let me just put the cover back on so I can show you this. On this block itself, it's got levels of coarseness. See, you can see all the numbers. So what I would do is I would always start off with the least coarse, so the 600. I have actually sharpened my knife fairly recently, so I'm not going to do it too much. What I will do is I will angle so that you can see the technique that we would use. So take the cover off. You'll see here along this edge, we don't want to flatten that out, so we would hold it at an angle and we would run it down. Now I've done that 3 times on that side, so however many times I do it on that side, I'm going to change it over and I'm going to do it the same on the other side. Just going to get a glove. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now once you're happy with how sharp your blade is and the fact that it's been sharpened, you can use some WD-40 just to spray on it, if that's it then going to be stored away. I'm not going to do that again because I have done it fairly recently, so we'll just put the cover back on and put it back in the tool space. So yeah, Old Faithful. If my knife really was blunt and really did need a better sharpen, I would change the coarseness of this block. Just put this back in. Now, the next tool is the sharpening stone, cigar sharpening stone. As you can see, kind of shaped a bit cigar-like. Now this would be soaking in water before use. You would use this for both your loppers and for your bill hook. Because the reason you wouldn't use the flat stone, I mean you could, but the reason the cigar stone is better is because it's a curved edge on the cutting edge. So you'll see here. So again, glove from above, clean this. So this has recently been cleaned. And using the cigar, you would just follow the blade. Follow and follow. So you can also do it from below. Okay, so once again, you can use WD-40 just to spray it off at the end before putting it back in the tool space. And you do the same sort of idea with your bill hook. Just take it with the cover. You'll see it's a curved edge. So again, you want to follow the curve around. Follow it. And however many times you do one side, you do the same on the other side. And again, you just wipe it down and a little bit of WD-40 on it. Squish, squish. I'm just going to put this back in the cupboard. That one is pretty sharp already. Again, these tools haven't had much use because they were purchased for training. And then we would just put them away in the designated tool space. Like I said, mine is in my van at the moment, not in the driveway, and I'm isolating, so I can't go out and put it in the exact space. So what I do right now is this amazing room is just full of all my little Forest Friends stuff. It's an organised chaos, and it's a locked room, so none of my kids can actually get into the room. So yeah, we'd basically just put all that back in here just now, and then it would be locked away normally. Thank you.